Most people I talk to think that only some people can make $10,000 a month, or that you have to be like lucky to find one of these good high ticket sales jobs. All of this is false. So in this video, I'm going to answer all of the questions that I get from skeptical people or people who are just on the fence. So first question, if this is so legit, why doesn't everyone else know about it? Or why isn't everyone else doing it? And this is not necessarily a bad question, but the answer to this is pretty obvious. High ticket sales is in its early stages, right? Yes, people have been selling things on the internet for 20 plus years, but if you went outside in public and asked 100 people if they know what high ticket sales is, they're gonna say no. They're gonna have no idea what you're talking about. You might be able to ask 500 fucking people and they would have no idea what it is. But this is a mistake that people make, right? It's a faulty way of thinking. They think, well, if nobody knows about this, or I don't see lots of other people doing it, it must not be legitimate. It must be a scam. But if I see everyone else doing something, well, then that must be the right thing to do. I'm just going to do that too. But this is a completely backwards way of thinking for a few reasons. First, let's say you were a teenager, right? And you went up to a group of adults, multiple adults, and asked them, hey, what should I do with my life? What is the right path for me in life if I want to be successful? And every single one of those adults is going to tell you is that you should go to college and then you should get a normal job, right? Go to college, graduate, get a job. Meanwhile, most of the people that do this end up in massive fucking debt. And when they graduate, they can't even find a good job. And they definitely aren't making a lot of money. Not these days, at least. And you just paid possibly 6 figures for a piece of paper that was supposed to benefit you. But when you got out, you have no ability to make any money. Most people can't even fucking get a job these days right out of college. This type of thing is what an insane person does. Yet people are still doing this all the time. That is objectively stupid. On the flip side, you have actual teenagers who are doing high ticket sales that are making $10,000 to $20,000 a month, punching buttons on their computer. But because most people aren't doing it, or you've never heard of it, you don't want to do it? Strange logic. Second, if you could go back to 2011 with the knowledge that you know now, like you know everything you know now in 2025, I send you back to 2011, where are you putting all the money that you have? Into Bitcoin, into crypto. Obviously, you would be insanely wealthy if you would put every single dollar that you could find into Bitcoin when it was worth like 15 cents, right? But you had no idea what it was. I didn't know what it was. When I saw that shit in 2011, I was like, what the fuck is this? An internet coin? This is a scam, right? That's what I thought. I was like, this is a scam. There's no way I'm putting $1 into this. Now, this is an extreme example. I'm not saying that high ticket sales is the next Bitcoin, but the principle and the point I'm making is the same. In 10 years, you're going to wish that you got into this. You're going to wish that you got into high ticket sales, online business, because way more people are going to be doing it than are doing it right now. And you could have been making really good money the last 10 years, but you didn't do it because of the rest of the people that you know weren't doing it too. This is a horrid way to make decisions. I'll tell you one of the secrets to life is that most people have no fucking idea what they are doing. Pretty much all people have no fucking idea what they are doing at all. And when you have this click, like when you realize this, your reality will break open and you'll be like, wow, no one has any idea or any clue what they're doing at all. They're just winging it. Most people are just winging life, winging every single aspect of their life. Most people are just following the herd on the slow walk off of the cliff, but at least they're fitting in and they're not standing out and doing something weird like high ticket sales. And at the end of the day, that's all people really care about, right? Is just fitting into the group and doing the right thing. All most people who you will come across want deep down is to be accepted by other people. That is your root, deep emotional motivation for every single thing that you do. But following that is going to lead you to a life of mediocrity, sadly. You understand that there's no right thing, right? Like there's no guidebook to life. There is no right or wrong. It's just what society has decided, oh, these things are right or these things are wrong, but that's just made up shit. It's all made up. It's all fake. You can do whatever you want. You can decide whatever you want is right for you, and no one can tell you any different because they have no fucking clue what they're talking about. It's all just made up. So you can make up whatever you want is right for you. Anytime you do something like different from the herd, that's going to be uncomfortable. And you're just going to have to tell those people to fuck off and mind their own business because people are nosy. But they're going nowhere, bro. Do you want to join them? Most people care about this stuff, like other people's opinions of them and their life choices, more than they do actually getting success or getting like lots of money, right? Or getting lots of freedom, having the life of their dreams. So you just need to change your focus. Do you want to be accepted by other people and care more about what they think and their approval, or do you actually want to get the things that you think about when you're laying awake at night? You need to pick. You can't have both. And I never understood this, okay? Because most people will make their entire life decisions based off what their family wants them to, this is insane, off what their family wants them to do. And they never actually do anything they want to do, and they just live their entire life that way. So like, what's an example? Oh, well, my dad wants me to be a doctor, but I don't really want to do that, but that's what my dad wants. Or like, my dad wants me to take over this business even though I don't really want to do it. Or like, my family expects me to get married, but I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. And these people go through with these things anyway, these massive decisions, because their family wants them to do it, even though they don't want to do it. If my parents wanted me to do something I didn't want to do, I would tell them to fuck off. Just deal with it. I've never understood doing something that you don't really want to do. How do people do that? That is going to eat you alive from the inside out over the course of decades, and you are going to wake up an old man filled with regret, and you will no longer have any time left to do the things that you want to do. That is your future. If you follow what other people want you to do, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you need to wake up. Online business and like high ticket sales is only growing larger and larger. So more and more people are starting them. More people are going online to do this, to buy education, buy information. So the need for these salespeople is only going straight up. So if the one thing holding you back is, well, other people aren't doing this, first of all, that's going to change very quickly. And second is, you're never going to make any of the moves necessary to succeed at anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Next question I get a lot. What happens if I get a job and it doesn't work out, or I have to find a new job, a new role? Firstly, and very important, I'm not a proponent of you like jumping from offer to offer. That is a terrible idea. You need to get in with a good business and stay there. But if you get in with a good role, sometimes things still happen later, right? Unforeseen things. So, and people do change offers all the time. This is high ticket. That's just how it is. But that's also with any job. The job you have now, they could come in tomorrow and be like, hey, times are tough. You're all fired. Deal with it. That is the reality no matter what you do. But in high ticket sales, good salespeople are always in demand. They are needed. They're hard to find because most people flooding into this have no experience. And that's why programs like mine exist, is to fill that hole in the market. And like I said, most people that are getting into this are brand new. So if you even just have 1 year, 2 years of experience doing this, you are highly sought after by pretty much every single business owner out there. So if you were in a job, let's say, and it went under or whatever happened, it would now be easier for you to find another role because you have experience, you have connections, you have these things under your belt. That's huge leverage for you. Businesses need good salespeople. They all need that thing. So when you have experience and connections, it would be very hard for you to not find another good job if you tried. And if you went through my program to get that initial role, now you know exactly what to do, where to go to get another role, but now you're also equipped with that experience as well as those skills. Just like anything in life, the beginning is going to be the hardest part, right? It doesn't matter what you're doing. So this is going to be no different. The longer you do it, it'll get easier and easier. Next question I get, is this a smart career move in a recession? And the answer is, when you're selling to people who have money, it doesn't matter what is going on with the economy. It does not matter. This is a made up problem. It doesn't matter if we have a Great Depression times 50. There are still people out there who have shitloads of money, tons of those people, and they are going to be spending that money all the time, even if there's a Great Depression times 50. When people think of a recession, they think very narrow-minded and very all-encompassing. Oh, well, the economy is terrible. I saw all these terrible statistics on the news. That must mean that everyone is broke and I shouldn't get into sales. It's a bad time for sales and business. This is how people think. This is very narrow-minded. This is a very simpleton, closed-minded way of thinking. There are 350 million people in America. Who knows? It might be 400 million by now. Do you really think the news, those people you watched people watch the news on YouTube, I don't know, the people that you watched on the news on your screens, that they actually know what's going on for all people in the country, or that they're telling you what's actually going on, like they're giving you the real information? Do you really think the news, the people on the screen told you or telling you what's really going on? But this is what people do. They go, oh, well, the news said things are bad. And then that's what they base their entire reality on, is what these people on a screen told them instead of their own personal experience. There are always lots of people who have money. There always will be. And they are always spending it. And the beauty of high-ticket products is that they are solving legitimate problems. So people are always going to spend money to buy these products and have those problems solved in their life. Most online business owners who are selling high-ticket stuff that I have spoken to are doing just fine. Not affected at all. I'm not. And this is another benefit to running a lean online business that sells products and services that people will buy no matter what is going on. Now, if you're selling solar in a recession, yeah, maybe you should go sell something else. Recession is not important, doesn't matter. Next question. Can I get into this part-time? Can I get into this if I have a full-time job? Things like this, and these are the most common. I made a video on this, but if you're working a full-time job and your time is extremely limited, I recommend that you start with appointment setting and then move into a closer job, closer role 3 to 6 months later. Because with setting, you can do it all from your phone and at any time, and you can do that while working your full-time job. And even though there are some roles that you will find who are sure, I'll take you on some weird schedule where you can only take 2 to 3 calls in the evenings, many people are going to want you to take either a full day of calls or they are going to want you to take them during the day. If a business owner needs a salesperson, he's not hiring someone to take 2 to 3 calls. He needs someone to come in and take all of the calls or most of the calls. So it doesn't really make sense, right? He's not here to accommodate you. You're here to make money for him. But if you just appointment set for a few months, you can easily move into closer in a very short period of time. I don't understand why so many people have an issue with this. You can make $4,000 to $8,000 a month full-time setting, and that will help you get out of your job, a smooth transition, and then you can full-time close and make way more money. You can't do that for 3 to 6 months. Just drop your ego. Make it about the money. That's how I've always thought. I don't care about my ego. I care about the money. And most people are not like this. If you, for example, if you came to me and you were like, hey, you have to go work in the sewers and clean up shit for the next year, every single day, and every single girl, friend, family member that you know is going to watch you do that and talk about you doing that, you cleaning up shit in the sewers. But we're going to give you $1 million. I'd be like, sign me up for that shame and embarrassment. I'll do it right now. You don't even need to finish the sentence because I want the money. I don't care about this other stuff. I don't care about my ego. I don't care. Most people make their career decisions based off, well, how's this going to look? What's my identity? All this stupid stuff. And it's just make it about the money because then you can do whatever you want once you have the money. I don't understand why people can't think this through. Once you get the money, you can live your life however you want. You can rewrite the past. You can set your life up, your image, however you want. Once you have the money, just get there. I just don't care about this other stuff. And most people I talk to, they seem to care about it a lot. All I care about is succeeding and becoming extremely financially successful so that I can live my life exactly how I want to live it. I just care about the money, not my ego. And this is the attitude that more of you need to switch to. Once you get the money, you can do whatever you want. You can live your life exactly how you imagined it. And if you don't have that attitude, your ego is going to severely limit you, like in anything that you try to achieve. It's always going to be a blocker on you, like a weight on your ankle. And just like what I said earlier, most people care most about what other people they know think about them. So they never actually try to do anything. That is ego holding you back. And this is what I see hold most people back is their ego. They don't want to set. They don't want to put themselves out there online. Oh no, what if people I know see it and then they talk shit about me in the comments? This is the way a female thinks. This is what females think about. Who fucking cares? If you think this way and you cannot get past this stuff, you are not serious. Do you want to succeed and make money, or do you want to live a life of fear, wondering what the other losers around you are going to think about you and your choices? You need to make a decision. Like I said, you cannot have both. Now, if you have a full-time job, are there still ways that you can jump right in and do this? Of course, but it's all going to depend on your specific situation. But in general, if you want to make 10K plus a month, that is going to be full-time closing. So at some point, you're going to have to go all in, right? None of this dip your toes in bullshit. You'll have to go all in. And that will probably be a little scary, but many, many people before you have been in your same situation and made this transition seamlessly. So if they can do it, you can do it too. As long as you do the work, it will work out. And then once you make that decision, just see it through. There's no turning back. Everything you want is on the other side of seeing this through. Next question I get, how do I vet the role beforehand so I know it's a good role? And I have videos on this, but I'm about to update a lot of them. So for the time being, you want to ask them specific questions on the interview. Questions that you can ask on the interview. You want to ask them how much money they're making, okay? If you are doing this on your own, when you get on these, and you're not working with someone like me, when you get on these interviews, ask them how much money they're making. This cuts through all the bullshit. And it does have to be worded like that. You could say, what was your revenue last month? What was your revenue for the last 90 days? Okay, so that's one question. Another question, what is the top closer on your team averaging every month? And what is the bottom closer averaging on your team every month? So that's if they have other closers and they're not just hiring you as the lone closer. Next question, will I be taking consistent inbound scheduled calls, or is this a garbage trash outbound role where I will be cold calling and doing cold outreach all day? So you want the inbound one. Next question is, how many calls will I be taking every day, and how are you getting those calls scheduled? You want to know how they're generating those scheduled calls. Is it from paid advertisements? Is it from social media content? Things like this. So with the answers to these questions, that's really all you need. If you're doing this on your own, the answers to those questions is going to give you a lot of information about the specific business that you're interviewing for. And you can easily tell if a role is going to be bullshit or if it's going to be legit. The answer, the punchline is you just need data about the business, and you can get all that data on an interview. That's the end of the video. If you want my help getting a closer role or a setter role, go to the links in the description. Until next time.